Hey, welcome back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelen. Last week, we went to the Tools Customize to turn off adaptive menus. If you choose Tools Customize and go to the Commands tab, there are 24 categories on the left-hand side, and for each category, dozens and dozens and dozens of new commands on the right-hand side. So for example, if I choose the Edit category, I can look through the icons on the right-hand side. Here's an icon for paste values. I can take that icon while the Customize dialog box is shown and drag it and drop it on the toolbar. So if I'm always using Edit Paste Special Values, just take the Paste Values icon and drop it right next to the Paste icon. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of cool icons that you can add to your toolbars. Now, one icon that I usually have is the Close icon, and what's interesting in Excel with the Close icon is they offer me the word close, but they don't offer me the icon. If I switch over to Word, Microsoft Word, and go to Tools Customize, sure enough, there is a button with an icon for close. If I right-click that icon and say Copy Button Image, and then switch back to Excel, I can right-click the Close button and say Paste Button Image, and now I will have the icon and the words. To further customize that, right-click again, and I can say that instead of image and text, I can want the default style, which will give me just the icon. If there's other icons in the toolbar where you'd like to see the words, for example, the Format Painter, I always forget what that means. I can right-click the Format Painter and say that I want to see image and text, and now I will have the image and text. Now, you can't do this for all the buttons, of course, you'd run out of space, but for the few that might confuse you or you want to remember where they are, you can customize them while in Customize mode. All of this happens as long as Tools Customize, this dialog box is shown. Once you close that dialog box, everything in the toolbars becomes locked down and you can't make the changes anymore. There you have it, adding new buttons, changing the buttons, or changing how buttons are displayed in your formatting and standard toolbars. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.